What is up, squad? SK here with another Lost Ark video. This time we have a Lost Ark September team update. So they did say in their last update that they were going to try to keep us more in depth, like in the know of what's happening. And I guess this is their attempt at that. So we're going to go ahead and go over what they're talking about. So, Heroes of Arcasia. We still don't know how to call that. Arcasia? 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 I don't know. We're just going to call it Arcasia. Since Technical Alpha, we've been hard at work preparing the vast world of Arcasia for players in the West. We know that players are eagerly awaiting beta and launch. We'd be eagerly awaiting the launch, but you know. And we're excited to embark on those adventures alongside you. In the meantime, we wanted to share some insight on what it takes to publish a game with the scale of Lost Ark in new regions. So we're just pretty much getting them talking about their hard work that they're putting into the game and bringing it to the West. It's not really going to be anything new, I guess, in this. Though things may feel a bit quiet, they certainly aren't behind the scenes. Here's a look at some things we've been up to. Localization. As many of you know, we'll be publishing Lost Ark in English and Spanish, French, and German. That's 4 languages worth of quests, stories, skills, items, systems, and any other in-game text that you can think of. And that doesn't even include the voiceover performances. So this is pretty much their blowback, their retaliation in the form of YouTubers and streamers questioning why it is taking so long for them to bring this game out. And why it shouldn't be launching this year instead of sometime next year in the beginning of the year. Which I guess is a good little, it's a little side eye from them. They're like, yeah, we're here, y'all, but this is what we're doing either way. Anyway, Lost Ark contains nearly 3 million words of English text and is still growing. That's about the same length as every book in the Song of Fire and Ice series multiplied by 2. Why are they bringing Game of Thrones into this? Are we having some Game of Thrones crossover? Huh. Well then. All this text must be translated first from Korean to English, then from English to French, German, and Spanish, so that all these languages have the same frame of reference, regardless of the language that you play in. That's a whole other sentence. Regardless of the language that you play in, everyone will be able to refer to the same NPCs and locations with the same terminology. Arcasia is an expansive... We're going to call this something different every time we see this word. Arcasia is an expansive world populated by thousands of characters, roughly 4,500 of which have voiceover. We have spent many weeks in the recording studio with voice talent and have also engineered each sound to ensure that the demonic special effects are suitably menacing. I was like, looking at the word demonic, like, why has that got to be in this sentence? I understand now. Okay. Music plays an important role in the game. Whether it's setting the mood for pivotal dramatic moments, or whether it's half a dozen characters singing a hearty... They are doing... Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. We'll talk about that later. It's a half a dozen characters singing a hearty musical number, and an ode to a blacksmith getting his mojo back. What? Anyway, Lost Ark showcases several songs that have been fully localized. We want to make sure players enjoy our thoughtful emotion connection to these events. Once the localized text and audio is integrated into the game, we make sure everything's polished and looking good. Korean as a language is much more economical in terms of space than English or German. And with as many complex systems and mechanics as Lost Ark, we rely on our localization QA team to let us know when the text is bursting out of its UI seams. It's a complex balancing act to figuring out how to shorten things so they are understandable and intuitive, and when to tweak the user's interface to allow more room. We want you to feel like the game was made for you, and all of that takes time. Boy, I can't read tonight. And all of that takes time, creativity, and a lot of love. So they're pretty much backtracking and explaining why they're pumping the game back and just giving more reason on that. And people just want the game, to be honest. I'm still being patient regardless. I don't care. Lost Ark has been operating in South Korea since 2018, but expanding it to the West has introduced some interesting challenges when it comes to the game's infrastructure. That was one sentence. Why did I cut that in two sentences? We've been working hard to ensure Lost Ark operates smoothly for players in supported regions. When publishing the game in a span of new regions, one of our goals was to reduce the latency our customers could experience due to their varied locations. To accomplish this, we made the decisions to deploy Lost Ark in multiple data centers on the North American East and West Coast, as well as Europe. Sounds simple enough, right? I learned something today. All of Europe. Sorry. Not all of Europe. My mind. Never mind. We're gonna get back to that later. Just scratch that part out. It turns out using multiple data centers required altering the topology of the server structure. So tech changes were necessary to get everything working with our internal services. It then took a combined effort from both Amazon Games and Smilegate RPG engineers to configure servers across regions for centralized services to make sure the game run on. Okay, there's an S missing there. To make sure the game runs on completely new hardware. There we go. They're missing the S, not me. I know I didn't screw that one up. On top of all that, the sheer amount of services required to operate in any given data center are not insignificant. Between game servers, backend services, and databases, over 60 different systems are needed in each data center. Not only do these systems need to be manually stood up, but each has its own requirements for configuration, communication access, hardware specs, and more. So we're going to explain what just happened there earlier. When I read that part that I couldn't get through going through, is because when I read, my head says what I want to come next and what sounds good to me versus what's actually there. But I read what's actually there. So as I'm reading what's actually there, my head's like, runs on. And I'm like, runs on sounds better than run on. And I'm like, wait, why is run on put there? Run on doesn't make sense. So my mind went back and was like, the game run on completely. That's not English. That's not English right. So that didn't make sense to me at all. My mind was like, wait a minute, screw all this. What's the reading about? What is this right here? And that's why that I kept coming back to that, because I was like, that doesn't make sense. My mind is not comprehending this correctly. Let's move on. We've been working around the clock with Smilegate RPG in both Pacific and Korea time zones. Korean time zones? I don't know. To ensure everything is prepared for Lost Ark, and that all aspects of the game are working and communicating properly with necessary services. Between Smilegate RPG and Amazon Games, we have applied nearly four person years worth. My mind is doing it again. We've applied nearly 4 person years of effort to accomplish this. That doesn't make sense to me. Maybe they're trying to say something I'm not comprehending. And that doesn't include the additional time taken to ensure things like customer service, analytics, login processes, and a host of other tech that are operational. There's been a lot of work, but we're excited to deliver this incredible game to fans new and old. Testing. We're not even going to go back to that other part. We're just going to leave that alone because I don't understand that right now. I'm going to have to go back and read that after. Testing. Getting a game in tip-top shape and drumming up new builds takes a lot of testing. Takes lots and lots of testing. Sorry, but that's my mind doing that thing I was telling you about earlier. Our user research and quality assurance team, QA teams, I've heard this word QA over and over since I started working in customer service, and it really bugs me. I hate the word QA. I hate the term QA now. Testing and retesting Lost Ark to help squash bugs and test new features and processes. Collaborating with Smilegate RPG and our QA team, there's that fucking term again, has tested over 30 full game builds. In that time, the team has also verified more than 440 fixed bugs and feature improvements specific to the Western release of the game. And I promise you, this game is still going to launch with a crap ton of bugs, regardless of y'all doing all that. So I don't even say, you shouldn't even said that, because the moment we find a bug, we're going to be like, what the is this? Additionally, we've piloted new feedback loops with our user research and playtesting groups to help our production team make data-informed decisions surrounding Lost Ark, which will continue to benefit the game in the future. Now, I'm honestly telling you, if there is a game-breaking bug in this game on launch, people are going to drill this game. They're going to bring back this exact section where you said you fixed 440 bugs. Sorry, not 444. 440 bugs. And they're going to be like, where? Where? Anyway, During testing, we've also executed several studio-wide bug bashes. There's those promises again, where Amazon Games employees are piloted into servers to help test the game on a larger scale. Squashing bugs is dirty work, but our QA teams are making sure that Lost Ark will be as bug-free as possible. You made the promise, and I want to see you stick to it because I will be calling you out on it if it is not delivered. I'm just gonna say it right now. I'm gonna call them out if it's not delivered. I might not be a big channel, but I'm gonna raise my voice a lot. Striker class. All that practice looking for Makoko seeds, that's probably something that's Lost Ark related because I don't know what that is, has paid off. In our Founders Pack Showcase article, some adept eyes spotted the Striker version of the Platinum Avatar. Brain doing that thing. We recently implemented the Striker class in our version of Lost Ark, which will round out our roster as our 15th class. Wow, that's 15 class based on, you know, class splits. All right, that's cool. That makes sense now. So I'm like, there's not that many classes in it. What the fuck? This class will be playable during the beta and at launch. I think that's one of the classes I wanted to play because I wanted to play the Striker and one of the Assassin classes. I'll go down the list later. I'll make another video for that. The Striker class is ideal for anyone who feels they might want to punch and kick their way through Arcacia. Did we say it different that time? Arcacia. We'll say Arcacia this time. Through Arcacia. But we'll let the flying fists speak for themselves. Alright. Let them bug squashing skills speak for themselves. Strikers are excellent jugglers, preferring to keep their enemies in the air, unleashing graceful destruction with splendid aerial combos. They attack like a strong wind and are equipped with fast and fluid movement. And use both quick hitting combos and powerful elemental skills to turn the tide of battle. That's why it didn't make sense. You can learn more about the Striker Advanced class in our martial artist spotlight article. Bleh. We want our players to know that we will have a passionate and dedicated team working on Lost Ark. And looking ahead, we want to ensure that our work on the game is being clearly communicated. This is going to be a video that's not like any other for me. Thank you for the patience and support while we get Lost Ark ready for launch. We will look forward to seeing you in Arcacia. Alright, so I'm not going to edit this video. This video is going to be all mistakes and everything, just to show you guys how it is for me to operate when it comes to reading some things. Because my mind is working faster than my mouth, and my mouth wants to work just as fast, and it's not going to keep up at any point in time. And I'm going to read something different. My mind and my mouth work together when I'm not reading, but when it comes to reading, it's a whole different story. Anyway, so they pretty much just took their time to explain that why they're pushing the game back, which they pretty much said all they had to say before. Now they're just making promises that they're going to have to be keeping because they're putting their money out there. They're showing that, hey, we did all this. We put people on this. So now if they come up with any bugs, if they come up with any game-breaking bugs where they don't have enough, the servers aren't well enough on launch day, they're going to catch fire. They're going to catch hellfire from every content creator, from everybody in the game. And those Steam reviews, I'm sorry, I'm just going to say a Steam reviews are going to bomb. But if they launch great, that's going to be fine. You know, it's going to be cool, whatever. They're talking about beta testing, which we're going to be able to play the Striker class. So I'll probably try to hop on the beta. I want to do it, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to because of my work schedule. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that when it comes to this video. So we're going to see if they stick to their promises and keep their promises and deliver us a bug-free as possible game. I've heard those words before. I just can't remember where. But yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. Like, subscribe, and share. There will be more Lost Ark content. I'll probably go back through and go through these other updates with these classes and their abilities and stuff like that, and the advanced classes and stuff. I'm not sure if I want to do that though because those are like really old. But if you guys want me to go through those, drop it in the comments, and I will go ahead and go through those older class videos and stuff like that. But yeah, let me know if you guys are excited for Lost Ark. I'm still hype about it. I'm not letting, you know, their pushback knock me down. The New World beta is starting soon, which is also by Amazon Games. Starting in like a few hours, actually. And I'm a content creator for that, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, thank you guys for watching and enjoy the unedited video.